back in action this coming weekend, taking on QPR, who've only suffered just one defeat all season. Can we get the better of them this time around? Well, we're going to talk to a QPR fan, and we're coming at you next. That's right, folks, back once again in another video. Today, it's Rovers Rivals, and we're going to sit down and chat all things QPR in just a second. If you're new, where you been, smash your subscribe and your one-stop shop for Blackburn Rovers is right here under one Rooski. Of course, busy week ahead with 3 games spanning around about 8 days, something like that. Can Rovers get out of this with, of course, top points this coming weekend? First and foremost, let's talk about QPR. We'll get to them in a second. Big shout out to the VIPs, the other Patreons. And, of course, big shout out to Case Gift Gaff. Brand new patron this week. So well done to you. And also, of course, well done to the members. We have 3 of you guys now. Appreciate every single one of you. And, of course, there is another way. Oh, yes, another way to become part of the family and become part of the gang here. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about this, guys. It is, of course, Blackburn Rovers sees voted for not 1, but 2 categories at this year's Football Content Creator Awards, and I need your vote. Please head over to the link that's on the page there, cut.the/vote BRFC. We're looking at Best Club Content Creator for the Football League and Best Podcast for the Football League. That's the only ones you got to vote for, guys. No one else. Just smacking the votes there, and away you go. Takes 20 seconds of your time. You don't even have to put your name in there. Just go in there, do the biz. Use the QR code if you need it. Joining me is Jacob, a blast from the past from the channel. But just in case they missed you the first time around, tell them something about you and why on earth you support QPR.
I am a university professor at Trinity University in San Antonio, Texas, and I support QPR. We teach, my university teaches a class every other year. We teach a class called Sport in London. It's now been named Sport in England because some English professors think we should be more inclusive. Fine, fair enough. So the first time we taught the class, we had an opportunity to have a conversation with the QPR manager at the time, Chris Ramsey. So dark days, pour a glass out for us. Lovely. Chris is an amazing man, maybe not the best manager of the club. We had an amazing conversation with him about leadership, man management. And then the next day we got to go see QPR under the lights on January 1st at a 7 o'clock kickoff, whatever it was. It was unbelievable. So I went not looking for an English football club, and the sirens called, the clouds parted, and so I am a QPR fan.
Well, that's it comes when you pick up your team or pick up teams. It's like me and the Bills. It just came out of nowhere. Before they were good, I was there when they were crap. So. Yeah. But they, it's strange how we adopt kind of a team that we're not necessarily born on the fringes of that team locally. But so it's good how it all comes about. But let's focus on to the start of the season. It's been okay for QPR, just the 1 defeat, sitting in mid-table. What are your early thoughts to the season so far?
14th better than 16th. where we're happily positioned, but no, the last couple of years have been, obviously have been tricky in terms of we're on the wrong end of conversations at the end of the season. Things are optimistic. 1 loss in 6 league matches, winning a couple of cup matches, and maybe for one not falling asleep for 1 match, for 1 free kick, and Eze, God love him, not getting lucky on a deflection. We might be in the 4th round of the League Cup, right? So I think it's an optimistic start. That the West Brom game was not good. Scoring first, beautiful, and then conceding a Josh Maja hat trick. And I think he scored 4 goals total this season, and 3 of them were in game 1. but in all honesty, I think it's 6 if I've done my math right. 6 points back from losing positions, which is top of the league or near the top of the league there. So room for optimism with respect to that. Again, lost the first and haven't lost since. So there's a lot of things to be hopeful for, but we've also not played well, which is also, are we plastering over walls that really can't be fixed? But
Yeah, well, and if you turn the clock back to that defeat against West Brom, look where they are now. They're top of the table, so maybe if you're going to lose to somebody, you could be losing to the table toppers. But if you turn the clocks back last season, there seems to have been a bit of a change of personnel. I was a big fan of Sinclair Armstrong. He's now gone. Lyndon Dykes also gone. And I looked at your squad today. Seems to be a bit of a rebuild. Are you happy with the look of the squad at the moment heading into the game on Saturday?
I am, and I will say this in full honesty, and folks who are QPR fans who, if they listen to this, some will agree with me and some will skewer me. But I really liked Sinclair. I know he didn't sign a new contract, so I am happy that we got what we could for him. And Lyndon, there's so much to like, and it just didn't click. But yeah, the new people the new players that we brought in are really, each one of them in their own way has shown some brilliance. I mean, Dembele from Blackpool and wherever he was in France or somewhere before, he's unbelievable. And when Cher gets healthy, which he's on the grass now, fully training. When him and Cher are on the pitch together, it's almost for me gonna be, is this an older as a Cher matchup, combination. Saito from Japan is shown some really great stretches, brilliant flashes of brilliance on the left side. They're clearly managing his minutes, but Jean Cellar, Madsen, Varane, we got all these guys that nobody knows anything about. And it's going to take a long time or a little bit of time for them to get bedded into the league, but they're good players. They are good, and who they replaced, already an upgrade. Even though those guys had 50, 60, 70 championship games under their belt, already an upgrade from my perspective. So.
Up this amazing interview with Jacob to say, vote, vote, vote. That's right. Blackburn Rovers sees this platform, this channel, has been nominated for not one but 2 awards at this year's Football Content Creators Ceremony in London. But I need your votes, guys. It takes 20 of your seconds to do it. Cutley/vote BRFC. And if you have got 60 seconds to spare, maybe pop open a Chrome browser, an Edge browser, a Firefox browser, and do it on all 3. How savvy are you? Yes, please. Link is in the description. If you don't want to type, it's in there everywhere. Please, please, please vote, vote, vote. For me, I think it's very similar to my point of view of Blackburn Rovers. We got rid of a few bodies and brought in some refreshing new players. And it goes on to my next question. Last year, we both were in a relegation fight. Of course, we dragged it out to the bitter end. But what are your hopes for the season under Marty Cifuentes and this new look squad? Are you thinking bottom half, mid-table, or do you have dreams of the promised land of the playoffs?
Yeah, so Head says 9 to 14 is where we should be, honestly. Somewhere mid-table, just below or just above is where we should be with this team. 6 games in, and no Ilias Chair, our best player by a long stretch, and 1 loss. that gives me a lot of hope and a lot of optimism. We have a lot of new people. We have some folks on the back line. Steve Cook, who's really great, but he's 33, 34. Jake Clark-Salter, who's good, but he kind of pulled up. I hope he's going to play. He pulled up a little bit. He finished the game against Millwall, but he pulled up a little bit. So, you're just kind of on that teetering edge. My heart, though, says when Chair comes back and when him and Dembele and Saito figure it out, we could be cooking with something special, right? And we have a striker that Michael Fry, who has a nose for the ball, who knows how to finish, and he looks like a bouncer in a club in New York City that you don't want to be a part of, right? So he's got that going for him. But squeeze in at 6 would be a dream. 14, I'd sleep well at night.
Yeah, well, definitely better than all the ups and downs of last year. But from my point of view, we kind of familiar with the old school QPR. But who should we be worried about from QPR? Who's going to be the guys that's going to cause us problems, get you guys off your seats and excitement? Who's the danger man?
I think Dembele for me, and if Saito's against Millwall, they started together, and again, I think they're managing Saito's minutes pretty carefully. He played in the World Cup for Japan, and so didn't have a full preseason, which is interesting to me because he did. He played in the World Cup. The Olympics. But I think those two guys, as wingers on either side, are really, really exciting. The interesting thing to me is Dembele is he had a great season at Blackpool last year. I think he's better positioned as a 10. Mm-hmm. But what do you do with Lucas Anderson? But I think those are the two guys. I think Saito and Dembele are the guys that are going to cause y'all trouble. You're going to have to respond, in terms of how they can work angles and their ability to make the quick, tiki-taka passes and find the guy where he doesn't even know he needs to be. And that's what for a long time, at least for me, that's what Chair has been, but he hasn't had anyone to do that with. And so I think those are the two guys tomorrow. I don't think Chair will play. On Saturday. I don't think Chair will play. He's back fully practicing, but I don't think he'll play. So those are the two, Saito and Dembele, that would give me a headache.
Okay, now if I was to give you the keys to QPR and Loftus Road, and of course for this game only, you're going to give me your starting 11 from keeper to the forward. Who plays in your 11?
Yeah, so Nardi is my keeper. Dunn at right back. Our back four is set as long as they're healthy. So Dunn, Steve Cook, Jake Clark-Salter, and Kenneth Powell out on the left. I'm gonna skip that pivot for a second because I'm gonna come back to that. But I think Anderson, Dembele, I would put him in the middle. Marty's smarter than me, and so wherever he puts him is going to be better. And then Saito out on the left, Micah Fry starting, and then I think when we're going to a place like Ewood Park, where the team is undefeated, has scored 9 goals, has only conceded 3, I think Jack Colback and Sam Field are your holding mids or that pivot piece. In the long run, I think Field and Jonathan Varane are where we're going to be, but I think Colback he's going to get a yellow. 100%, and it's going to be well earned, and it's going to be the yellow we need.
I was hoping you wouldn't say that because I think he's got a track record of getting frustrating us over the past couple of seasons, or whether it's at QPR or prior. I think when he was he Forest? He might even be Burnley or ex-Burnley or ex-Forest, whatever. But ex-Forest for sure, and I definitely remember him frustrating us on many occasions. But if I was to push you, Jacob, for a prediction for Saturday, put it out there so we can all hear.
Listen, it's hard for me to think about a way that we're going to win. again, just the home record this year. I don't know what happened in the cup match versus Blackpool, but that aside, clearly you guys are playing some really, really great football, especially at home, right? I don't think you've lost at home other than, and not even drawn, right?
It's three for three.
Yeah. And so it's hard for me to fathom that we're going to beat, that QPR will win. But I also know that this team is super gritty and super resilient, and I'm going to go a 2-2 draw. I'm going to go a QPR goal in stoppage time to level.
Yeah, that'll be typical in Rovers fashion to drop it at the end. And you know what? To be fair, at this point of time, a draw will probably not be too bad, which would make you guys even more so the draw kings. What is it? 4 draws so far?
That's it. Yeah. 1-4-1.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate your time, Jacob. And again, hopefully we can do it again when we go down to London, to Loftus Road. Is that what they call it these days? Or have they, they had a change of name, or I don't know what it is these days.
May trade Loftus Road forever, right?
That's what it is in my head. Yeah. Anyway, appreciate it. I'm going to stop recording. I'm going to record the ins. Well, there you have it, folks. There you have it. Appreciate Jacob for giving up a bit of his time to talk all things QPR. That's right. And of course, before we bow out of here, I want to, of course, say vote. Blackburn Rovers, best club content creator in the Football League, best podcast in the Football League. We need your votes. Every single one of them go along the way. And you might think, well, what the fuck? I'm not going to bother voting. It takes 20 of your seconds, guys. Really. And of course, you'll feel a little bit proud of yourself if your vote goes some way towards some sort of accolade in just under 2 months' time. I'm not going to be nagging on you for 2 months, but please, simple, vote. And then you might, if we somehow manage to win this, you will have a piece, a piece of the award will go to you because you voted, and I will be forever in your debt. Oh yes, 20 of your seconds. Time yourselves. Please, I'm begging you, please. And of course, don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe, smash the like. Catch you later, guys, but we are done.